When I got out of the penitentiary 9 years ago, I left committed to a couple of things, and starting a nonprofit was not one of them. I was going to stay clean and sober. I wasn't going to commit anything that resembled a crime, and I was going to work hard. And beyond that, the vision for what my life could be was really unrefined and undefined. I was just, after almost 20 years, really just open to seeing what life might have to offer me. And what I've become over the last, say, 10 or 11 years is a better and better life manager. Someone said to me, Hassan, how are you doing this? And my response immediately was, I'm just staying out of the way. Because one, I understand my connection to my past. And historically, it's been one where I've misplayed opportunities. I've not made the best of chances given to me. I've been ungrateful for blessings. And where I would have told you that I was a man who made things happen, historically there was no evidence to support that. And where Second Chance Center is concerned, it may very well have been something that I thought there was a need for after having done reentry work for a number of years in the Denver metropolitan area, seeing things missing and feeling as though I had a pretty good idea of what would fill some of those gaps. Yeah, it may have started there, but this place was built on the energy and the passion and the commitment of a team of people who I couldn't have chosen if I had 100 prospective employees to go through. These are people who were guided to this thing with me. And I don't know, maybe that sounds like mystical to some people, but it's exactly how I've seen it unfold. You've met some of them, you know, hopefully people will get to know the team that makes up the care management team of Second Chance Center, because they're all remarkable people that bring different kinds of things to this project, different kinds of energy. They're representative of our population in a lot of different ways. And so when people ask me how we're doing this, we're doing it with everything we have to offer, and we're just being blessed with opportunities and taking the best advantage of them that we can. Well, you know, there's a lot of phenomenal things happening with Second Chance Center, and you know, we've been blessed to be a part of some grants with different agencies, and at the end of last year we became a lead agency for the first time on the first Department of Corrections reentry grant that came about as a result of House Bill 1355 that was passed last summer, June of 2014. The first 5 years or so that I did in prison, people who cared about me, or I thought they cared about me, they thought they cared about me, when they were leaving, they would always say the same things to me. Hassan, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this other thing. Now, that was either for me or with their lives. What I saw them do, however, pretty much was just come back to prison. So after about 6 or 7 years, I stopped people from telling me what they were going to do. And when they got ready to leave, I was just like, look, just live your life, don't hurt anybody, stay out there. When I got ready to leave, I gathered the people together that I cared about in the facility that I was in, and I basically said to them, look, I'm not going to make you a bunch of promises. I'm not paying grandma's light bill, I'm not cutting her lawn, I'm not buying baby's diapers, I'm not sending money orders in here to you, okay, and I'm certainly not taking a bunch of collect phone calls. But what I will promise you is that I won't be the reason anyone says no to you. Now, to me, that was a big umbrella, because it meant I had to live my life in a certain way. I had to stay out of the news and out of jail and out of custody and out here. The phenomenal thing about it, and it's really more like a phenomenon, is that now, because of this work that we've been afforded an opportunity to do, we may very well be the reason they say yes to some people. Just by the very example of those of us who have come out here and worked hard and established ourselves as citizens and are giving back. I'm not just talking about my staff in particular, but I'm talking about many of our clients who are out here after years, you know, back with their families, part of their religious communities, their churches, their mosques, their synagogues, you know, with neighbors who have no idea of the struggles or the conflicts of their past. It's just a good neighbor, yeah. You know, and it's because of examples like this. And we think that our community service arm, FORCE, former offenders reintegrated for community enrichment, part of our job and the members of that entity, part of their job is to role model for the community at large, society at large, that people are redeemable, lives can be rebuilt, and what you were doesn't necessarily mean that's who you are or who you're going to be. And so it's a team effort on a lot of levels, this work that we're doing. And so I feel now, I think back to that day 9 years ago when I said those things to people I cared about. And some of them I've seen since come right through Second Chance Center and wrapped their arms around me and felt some kind of way about me being here for them. People say, I love me some me. And when they make this statement, they're professing this feeling for themselves that for the most part with our clients, their lives make a lie out of it. Because if they really care for themselves, they really love themselves, they would make the kind of decisions that would foster a life of satisfaction, a life of freedom, and a life of love and family and that kind of thing, okay? I think what myself, Sean, and Adam in particular bring to this thing is that we were men who were literally buried in the penitentiary for many, many years. And for many of those years, we questioned whether or not we would ever have an opportunity to live in this world free again. We feel so blessed to have been given that chance that when we look at other people, our clients, men and women, who haven't yet connected the dots that would let them understand how blessed they are to have a second chance at life, we feel some kind of way about that in a very deep part of us. And I think that that's an expression of love when you want for your brother and your sister that which you want for yourself. That's what we believe. I think that's what we try to practice with our work. And we want someone to be able to look at themselves in the mirror and feel as though they're in the right place, they're doing the right thing, they have opportunities to live a life not afraid, to live a life not feeling desperation or pain unnecessarily. And we want that for people. We think that's the best way to show love to this next person, is to help them find that place in their life if possible. That's how we love it around here.